Bill Gates is again in a storm of controversy. Gates is found to have strong connections with the Chinese Beijing Genomic Institute, BGI, a genomic firm. This is a company flagged by the US officials as mining the DNA of Americans. And the BGI is also known to have deep ties with the Chinese Communist Party's military. It not only does genomic research, but also helps the CCP to control and monitor its people. Why would this Chinese genomic firm be recognized as a national threat? Why and how are they mining the Americans' DNA data? What is the role Bill Gates playing in the BGI's American expansion? Welcome to Beyond the News with Fei. I'm Fei. Today, let's start from the controversial Bill Gates and then the Chinese Communist Party's global ambition on biotechnology. If you like the topic, please give me a thumbs up. The National Post first broke the news about the decade connections between Bill Gates and BGI. Number 1. In 2010, Bill Gates, along with the head of Bill Gates Foundation for China region, visited the BGI headquarters in Shenzhen. According to the Financial Times report, they were very pleased by the out-of-box approach the BGI was doing. Number 2. Gates' critical role in BGI's expansion. In 2012, Gates signed a memorandum of understanding to form a collaboration with BGI on global health and agriculture development. The co-founder BGI praised the agreement and revealed that the collaborative efforts will be focusing on sequencing genomes, which was flagged by the US government as having national security threat. 2 years later, in 2014, Gates Foundation, together with the Chinese Ministry of Science and Technology, funded a genome sequencing project for BGI. Lastly, it is about Gates Foundation and BGI's personnel connections. The former president of Gates Foundation's Global Health Program, Dr. Teichi Yamada, is now the chairman of BGI's Scientific Advisory Board. So we can see BGI has been working very closely with the Gates Foundation, and so far everything seems fairly innocuous. But if we delve into the BGI's background, everything is not as innocent as it seems. BGI is the world's largest biotechnology company, with most of its business running in mainland China. But BGI has big problems. It is among the 11 companies being blacklisted by the US Department of Commerce. 2 of the BGI's subordinates have been accused of doing compulsory collection of Uyghur genetics for research in order to further suppress the Uyghur in China. In other words, BGI's genetic technology is not only used for epidemic prevention and treatment, but also for social control and public monitoring. Since the spread of COVID-19 in the United States, BGI has made proposals to at least 5 states in the US to establish and operate virus testing labs.
BGI would, quote, provide technical expertise, provide high-throughput sequencers, and even make additional donations.
These proposals raised suspicions in the United States. Bill Evanina, the then director of the National Center for Counterintelligence and Security, NCSC, publicly warned that these proposals have national security concerns. Evanina said, foreign countries can collect, store, and use biological organisms from COVID testing. In February this year, the center released a report revealing BGI's global efforts in collecting medical data. In August 2020, China's BGI claimed to have sold test kits to 180 countries, and within half a year, they have established virus laboratories in 18 countries. Evanina believes that the Chinese Communist Party is working hard to collect Americans' DNA in order to win the race to control the world's biological data. He said that the BGI group has close ties with the Chinese military and the ruling Communist Party, which poses a threat to the national security of the United States. In a Washington Times article titled China's PLA, which is People's Liberation Army, is involved in BGI Group, world's largest biotech. It was stated that, in association with the PLA, the BGI Group has been working on a number of projects, including a genetic research that would benefit soldiers in border zones. Speaking of BGI's mining of Americans' DNA, it is actually a part of the CCP's ambition of world dominance. In the past few years, the CCP has placed special emphasis on modernization of governance capabilities. What is that about? It is not about social or governmental systems. It is also not about freedom or democracy or openness, fairness, and justice in any regard, but it is just the modernization of controlling method. To put it bluntly, they are trying to use big data and artificial intelligence to fully grasp and control the public. And DNA info as one of the key biometric data is a vital part. Take Xinjiang as an example. Everyone has to undergo the compulsory DNA test and facial biometric data. Every mobile phone must install the Ministry of Public Security software. So that is to say, what do you watch online? Where do you go for shopping? Who are you talking to? How much time do you sleep every day? What did you eat? All this information will be collected. Your facial features, your DNA, how many steps do you take per minute, how often does the leg swing, etc. In addition, there is also a huge amount of social information about individuals, including income, social relations, personal health, etc. There was a saying that in the era of big data, everyone is running naked in the society. However, in the AI era, how much or to what extent of the personal data should technology companies and governments obtain? How should the line be drawn between collective security and personal privacy? These issues are the latest discussions in academics. A large number of researchers in the top universities in the United States and United Kingdom are studying this topic, which is called Morality and Ethics in the Era of AI. But in mainland China, such subjects are not relevant for them. Rather, it is more on how the government can use big data and AI to exercise more rigorous and sophisticated control over the Chinese citizens. So this is the CCP's modernization of government governance capabilities. And Huawei, Tencent, Alibaba, BGI, these companies are all key players in the modernization of the CCP's governance. Like Huawei, BGI is partly subsidized by the Chinese Communist Party. Therefore, it can provide genome sequencing, data analysis, genetic and clinical data storage at cheap price. Why does the CCP want DNI, you may ask? We can shed some light on this through an article from the Beta Winter magazine. The article was titled Genomic Surveillance, the Orwellian World of CCP's Total Control. It stated, as early as 2003, the CCP has been collecting the DNA information of inmates to build a medical database. From then onwards, the CCP has been expanding the scale of the collection. In a Fox News interview, the Chinese expert Gordon Chang said that the CCP currently has the world's largest DNA database, and it is still growing. Chang explained that this is all part of the CCP's Made in China 2025 agenda to dominate the world's biotechnology. However, a more nefarious goal is that they can use this data to develop a certain bioweapon to target a certain racial or ethnic group. Chen mentioned something supporting this theory is the fact that CCP is actively collecting DNA information from other countries, but they are prohibiting other countries from doing DNA research on Chinese people. On the 6th of December 2020, the US then Director of National Intelligence John Ratcliffe said, "There is intelligence showing that Chinese Communist Party is using gene editing technology to enhance their military personnel strength, and it is one of their ways of trying to dominate the planet and set the rules and the world order." Ratcliffe warned,
individual liberties, freedoms, free enterprise, those things are all at stake if China dominates.
All right, what do you think for that? That's all for today. Thanks for watching Beyond the News with Faye. I'm Faye. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Thanks for watching the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like the video. I'll see you again very soon.